Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 Build a Nation story from Bangor City with me, Daniel. It's part 139 today. We've swapped sides again in terms of the room because we're going to be doing our watch along streams regularly on Twitch. Links to those in the eye above. But a bit of a plainer background today with a slight shadow. But it's all going to be worth it because we have got two massive cup games against now our closest domestic rivals. The League Cup final against TNS, the Welsh Cup last 16 against Cardiff Met Uni, and plenty of transfer action as we're going to get to deadline day in Wales and see what these sides do to improve in January. So if you're looking forward to all of that and finding out how TNS got on in the last Europa Conference group stage game, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content, some specials coming at the weekends as well. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, you can follow us on Twitch. There's a link to the podcast channel up in the eye above too. It's football content galore across all of our platforms. But let's start by having a look at our transfer window and our personal schedule. Because transfers is a nice easy job. Offers coming in for hundreds of them, as you would always expect. Nobody coming in. One youngster going out on loan. Reece Young was the second best in last year's youth intake. Has now reached 17 years of age. He's a left winger. Doesn't really suit our tactic because although he can play centre mid, his attributes don't really suit it. He's electric quick. He's gone to Barrytown United. And he's already making a bit of an impact there. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he gets on. We haven't brought anyone else in, but Gethin Davis, who we signed in the summer, really developing nicely, as you can see here. Becoming a bit of a superstar ahead of next season. But in terms of our schedule, it's been plain sailing. We've won every single game since you were last here. Just 2 goals conceded over the Christmas period. And comfortable wins in most of the cups as well. We've drawn Bordeaux, as you can see, in the last 32 of the Europa League. That's going to be fun in the next episode. But for now, let's reflect on our results. You are with me as we beat Raith Rovers to secure our place in the Europa League knockouts. We followed it up with a 7-0 win against Llanelli in the Welsh Cup. Malone with 2, Loza 2, Strong got a brace as well. And of course, Ewan McKinnon added his goal too. A 5-0 win followed against Cardiff Met Uni, a Goulding hat-trick and a Walters brace. The last of those coming after a Morgan Clark red card. A 2-0 win against Barrytown United, Whittaker and Bulkley with early and late goals. A 5-1 win against Colwyn Bay. We were already done at half-time. 4-0 up through Bulkley, Broome, Weaver and Kelly. And then Kresimir Lozak got one off the bench late on. A 4-1 win in the first of a double-header against Bala. This was the away game and it was a Kane Walters hat-trick before Lloyd Goulding got a stoppage time goal. And then 5-0 in a reverse fixture. Goulding turned the main scorer this time. A hat-trick for him with one apiece for Walters and Reyes. Into January, we got a comfortable 4-0 win at TNS. Probably the most convincing we've looked against them in a long time. Goulding, Bulkley, Jones and Walters getting one each. A 3-0 win in a League Cup semi-final against Kefin Druids. The reserves came in and Loza secured a hat-trick. And then a 4-0 win against the same opposition in the league. 2 for Walters, 1 for Jones and 1 for Reyes. All in the first half. So now, 2 big cup games against the sides 2nd and 3rd in the league. They're all improving. They're all doing really well. But despite the strength of the league this season, we're potentially on course for our first perfect year. You can see Barrytown United did recover and squeeze into the top half for the last 6 split. So you can see they may be able to overtake Bala and Swansea Uni. That'll really help us in Europe as a nation next year. What will also help is TNS. They did it. There's no other way of putting it. A brilliant 2-0 win at home to Carvina. They finish on 12 points. And they face Mainz of the Bundesliga in the last 32 of the Europa Conference. Now, they're not going to be able to get a result. Look at the standard of the players. But still, what an achievement. What a moment for the club. And 12 points, 4 wins in terms of the coefficient, has had a massive effect on us as a nation. If we have a look at the coefficients now, we're losing a year where we got 4 coefficient points. We're on 7.75 this year. Wales' best ever year, purely because TNS are supporting us. We're due to overtake Denmark and Ukraine into 12th, which means that the 4th place side in Wales will get the 3rd qualifier in the Europa Conference rather than the 2nd. And we're actually neck and neck with Russia at the moment over 11th place. So things looking absolutely fantastic from that point of view. We'll come back to that later in the season. We'll look at the Welsh transfer window at the end of the 2 games. But for now, let's crack on with the Welsh Cup final. Bangor City v TNS. Let's go and have a look at the lineup. And we're completely at full strength today. We've got Roberto Simancas, the star in goal. McDonald and Matai, the fullbacks, with Kelly and Whittaker at centre-half. Lloyd, Reyes, Bulkley and Jones, the midfield diamond, with Goulding and Waters up front. The likes of Broom, McWilliams add versatility to the bench. Loza and Morgan have been solid. And Strom is coming on leaps and bounds. Now 3.5-star ability. He's going to be knocking on the door of the first 11 soon. Let's go and get into this Welsh League Cup final. I think it's probably a little too soon for TNS. Well, we will mention the transfer window a bit later on, but Bruno Lopez is a new January signing for TNS. Came from the English leagues, not a standout, but a good 1.5-star ability, a solid squad player, and again improving the nation as a whole. But let's get into our first half. We're at full strength here, and if we're at our best, we should wipe the floor with TNS. One positive we can take, and I don't know if it's just the change of manager or if it is the change of style, as Tom Jones tapped in already. Oh, I lost my words there. Reyes hit the bar. Jones taps the rebound in. Easy work at the start. TNS have actually gone a bit more attacking against us. You can see it here. The fullbacks have become wingbacks and are a little bit more advanced, though it does seem that they're giving away wide set pieces as a result of that. Goulding's now got the penalty kick, and although it's working for them against other opposition, they're flying up the league still. The problem comes as Goulding makes it 2 in 7 minutes. That against us, we're just able to work in behind them so easily. So maybe TNS have got to go back to the drawing board when they're facing the big opposition. But it's 2-0 for us with 10 minutes gone. And it looks like we've won another trophy. As we've got another free kick out wide, this wing-back system is really not working for them. And it's led to another goal, albeit unfortunate. Kelly headed it down. Bell tried to clear it. I think it hit someone else on the way out. And then Kelly just off his chest into the net. He didn't know a great deal about it. 4 shots on target, 3 goals Bangor City. But the fullbacks, they're just too advanced. And I know that we often ask for TNS to be a bit more aggressive, but against us, they probably can't afford that. 3-0 at the break, a comfortable lead. Let's get into the second half and wrap this up. Well, the story of set pieces continues. This is the perfect shooting range for Kyo Bulkley. He's hit the post with it. It's a brilliant effort. Reyes ends up on the floor, no penalty given, and Norman can break away down the right. Harvey Lloyd in with an excellent tackle though. Brilliant defending on the cover. Just over an hour gone. Harvey Lloyd with a free kick on the right hand side. Banks heads it clear to Norman. Jones is doing a defensive work here for some reason. We will give a few of these lads a rest in a minute as Norman gets down to the byline. Cuts it back to Kean Burgess. He's got Warren Bell in support. On a yellow card now. Jones tries to slide tackle him, but Bell still comes out with the ball. Gives it to Burgess. Good delivery to Lynch. Brilliant save, Simancas. What a difference that kid's made. He's unbelievable between the sticks. And Lynch has to pick it up on the left again. TNS really struggling to get through us here. And the odd time they do, we've got a brilliant goalkeeper to stop them. Fantastic 65 minutes so far. Let's go and make a few changes. Just try and make sure we see it out. Well, 3 changes made. No more highlights. The game has calmed down considerably. It was the young ones we brought on. Strom, Gwyn Morgan and then Loza up front because Walters hadn't had a great game. But we're going to live the Welsh League Cup. It was a comfortable win. It was a solid display. But TNS, this is just the start for them. They're going to get European money each season now. They're going to hopefully get group stage football every year. And then, in a few years' time, maybe it'll be them lifting this competition. But Bangor City win it again. The trophy cabinet swells yet further. Time to face Cardiff Met Uni a week later. We've managed to secure a big deal. Roberto Simancas is staying next season. Nothing more needs to be said. We've got bids in for the other 3 as well. I'm not sure about McKinnon because there's another striker who's out of contract in the summer who I think would be just as good for a lot cheaper. And the same with Kai McDonald at right back. He's brilliant. He's one of our best players. But we are paying quite a lot in terms of monthly. We're probably giving away $500,000 a year. And if there's a youngster I can get in on for 2 or 3 million on a lower wage, maybe I have to consider it, as much as I don't want to. It's just a shame there's so many good right backs around and no good left backs. Reyes is a no-brainer. We must do that one if it becomes available. But let's get through this game. The Welsh Cup last 16. And let's pick our lineup for the match. Well, same team, same squad. An excellent Cardiff Met Uni we're coming up against. We know the experienced ones they've got. The Terry Taylors, the Kyle Johns. Those towards the end of their career. But in Bridgman, in Cole Lacey, they've got quality players. Ryan Hughes, a former player. I don't know where their star striker is. He doesn't seem to be there today. So perhaps that suggests an injury. But we're going to try and make the most of it. Our first team should win these matches. But of course, Cardiff Met Uni now establishing themselves as 3rd best in Wales. Well, just 6 minutes in and it's Ryan Hughes covering at left back with a throw-in. Plays a 1-2 with Harvey Monk and gives it down the line to Quick. I can see they're playing with a massive pitch, which I can't see how that suits them. Lacey gives it wide again, and he is a bit deeper here, but he gives it away to Jones, and Walters gets himself into the box. Easy as you like on the breakaway. Tom Jones with the assist, Kane Walters with a finish. He's back in form this year, 29 goals in January, and he's not even the top scorer. We're in fabulous form. Well, we're back with nearly 15 minutes on the clock. I have gone and checked, and I've seen that the centre forward, Paul Roberts, has got a knock. It's just out for this game. So Reyes comes forward over halfway, gives it to Lloyd Gordon. He's got support with him, but goes back to Reyes. Into Tom Jones, who set up the first. Finds Walters again. It's back to Kyo Bulkley, who gives it to Harvey Lloyd. Pretty much establishing himself now, Bulkley, on the left of that diamond, with Tom Jones in as the number 10, although Shrom could end up swapping that back later down the line. So even then, it's not a disaster if Reyes doesn't stay, as it's through to Walters, into Gordon, 1 goal apiece for the centre forwards, 33 for him. It is absolutely scintillating, and we're just tearing these teams apart. This is by far the strongest squad we've ever had. And looking at some of the players out of contract this summer or that are available on a cheap fee according to our scouts, we could be in a stronger position than ever next year. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how that pans out. Can we then give some of our backups, even at this stage, to some of the other clubs if they're getting into the European group stages? Surely TNS's reputation will grow massively this year, as ours did when we got to the European groups. As Reyes picks it up again just inside the Cardiff Met Uni half, runs half the pitch himself, goes for the shot. But that one was comfortable for the keeper. 10 minutes to half time. It's been a brilliant display. As Kelly gives it into Kyo Bulkley again. Reyes picks it up. It's been a star man so far, and he's carrying the ball yet again. Gordon's got an overlap from McDonald. Goes back to Reyes. Jones finds Bulkley, and now Harvey Lloyd. Gives it short to Bulkley again, into Reyes. Had an offer of $10.5 million for Bulkley last week. We're really looking good. And Kai McDonald puts it in. He heard me saying we might not keep him, didn't he? We've got her. What a player he is. 3-0 to Bangor City. Maybe it's Gwyn Morgan we can hand over to someone else in the nation. What a first half performance it's been though. Utter dominance yet again. Let's see if we can keep it up and make it a comfortable passage to the quarters. Well, it's a free kick for Cardiff Met Uni on the right. Started the second half a bit better, but Quick gives it away again. If they had 3 Cole Laties in the middle, they'd probably be alright. But Hodgson's good enough. I don't think Quick is. He's been at fault for giving away the ball twice here. This time, though, Kane Walters doesn't punish him. Straight at the keeper on this occasion. We reached the hour mark. We're looking pretty comfortable. And after this highlight, we'll make some changes. As Walters gets it to Harvey Lloyd. Reyes with him, but instead goes to Bulkley, the other side. Chips into Gordon, definitely offside. And it is disallowed. But excellent footwork again. Lovely through ball. Carved the defence open. But this time, Gordon didn't quite time his run. Let's go and get some substitutions on. We're going to take Bulkley off for the rest. Shrom will come on for him. McWilliams on for the booked Harvey Lloyd. No risk needed there. And then we'll take off Jerome Kelly for the rest. Matai can go into centre half. Gwyn Morgan to left back. And it doesn't really affect us. We're that strong. So with 61 on the clock, it's Cardiff Met Uni with the free kick. Jones intercepts it though and finds Walters. Slide tackling on him's good from Knight. Ryan Hughes brings it away at left back. Plays down the line to Quick. Has lost the ball so many times today. Will he do it again? Short to Hodgson. Brilliant ball to Bridgman. Chips the keeper, but just over. It had Simancas panicked, and that means it was a good effort. Another one of our former youngsters, Gibbons, coming on the left wing. But I think it's fair to say this game's wrapped up. If they come back from 3 down in 20 to go, they deserve everything they get. There's just 10 minutes remaining. Gwyn Morgan has a throw by the corner flag on the left-hand side. Cuts it into the box towards Jones, who loses out in the air. But it only falls for Morgan again. Chance to cross right-footed. Cuts it back to Shrom on the edge of the box. Short to Ruben Reyes. Lovely curling effort. The keeper was scrambling, but it was just wide of the post. They get away with one there, but we've really looked good. We've not been quite as proficient the second half. Only 3 shots, 1 on target. We've been comfortable. We've been efficient. We've kept the ball well, and we've managed to rest players. As Matai does his job at centre half, adapted really well to his new position there. Morgan gives the ball away with a poor hoof downfield. And Terry Taylor will get the ball back for Cardiff Met Uni. Out wide to Dennis, the substitute. Cuts inside, tries to chip it forward cleverly for the striker Bridgman. Just not got enough on it. Matai brings it down for Reyes. Wide to Gwyn Morgan, who loses out. Dennis can bring it away again. Takes on Matai, gives it to Wood. Brilliant touch to beat Jerome Kelly. Sorry, Matty Whittaker he beats there in the end. Forgot which one I'd taken off. But the shot's over the bar. Not good enough in the finish. But brilliant work from Matthew Dennis. 3 minutes of stoppage time up though. We're through comfortably to the next round. But that was only the warm-up event. We've got January transfer windows deadline day coming up. Let's go and see what our Welsh rivals do. No work to be done by us. Ours will all be for the summer. Hopefully, the others will make some big statements though. Okay, not much going on for Bangor City in terms of ahead of the deadline. We did receive our highest ever offer for a player. No surprises, it was Kyo Bulkley. £16 million from Celtic with a sell-on clause as well. But he is going nowhere, let me tell you that. They can offer 100 million. I'm not selling him in this series. We also saw extensions to our loans for Reyes and McDonald, two crucial ones for next year. Ewan McKinnon rejected us, so that solves our problem up front. We'll get the free agent in instead in the summer. The key window signing was Bruno Lopez, so he played against us in the League Cup final. Just a good solid addition from TNS. Can play in multiple positions, good personality. And a former Portuguese under-21 has played for Burton, Rotherham, nearly 200 times between them. Just a good pro. We're happy enough with him. Now, the interesting one for me, aside from the fact lots of clubs are signing players from England, which is great, is that the biggest spenders were Carmarthen under-19s. Now, we want to have a look at what they've done, first and foremost. So they spent £42,000 on Harry Rushton from Wrexham, who's not very good. But at least it's an amount of money paid for a player. What I want to know, as they're top of the North, have they? Yeah, they're pro. So again, top side in the North is pro. They're 12 points clear. They'll be coming up next year. So that's a positive sign for us and Welsh football. They look like they've done some better transfer work as well than some of the others in recent years. So good to see Carmarthen making a comeback. Let's have a look at the rest of the Welsh transfer window and see if anything spectacular's happened. So actually a really quiet deadline day and a quiet last couple of weeks. The biggest deal was the one for TNS. That's the only player they've bought in. Barrytown United bought in a couple. So they have got Reece Young on loan from us. Priestley Agnew, a holding midfielder who's pretty decent to be fair at 29. And then Shane Lafayette on deadline day. He is a goalkeeper who's only going to be second choice. Bala Town have been bringing players in galore. Rio Roberts the latest. And based on his ability, I can see why Carmarthen were top of the second tier. Colwyn Bay going for late signings. Ericsson Joseph, not great, but he's an international footballer. So actually, I'd say a slightly underwhelming window. Colwyn Bay bringing in another there. Loans between clubs in the nation. There's nothing massive. Actually been a really underwhelming window, given the circumstances. So I'll be interested to see if that improves in the future. Bala Town have bought in a good striker there. Added to the player from Carmarthen and the loanee from Colwyn Bay, maybe they'll be the next to turn pro if they make Europe this year. They also signed a decent player early in the window, a 30-year-old Welsh centre-half. So Bala Town, the next ones to watch. You know when we're going to be back though. We've got Bordeaux at the end of the month in the Europa League last 32. We'll show one or both legs of that. So if you're looking forward to it and you are enjoying the series, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content. You can find links to the podcast channel and my Twitch channel up in the eye above. Regular live stream and football watch alongs there. Do come and hang out and have some fun with us. But a big thank you for watching. Your continued support as always. It is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you next time as European football is back with Bangor City, but also for TNS as well. I'll see you there.